Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to our English news edition coming to you from Canal Algérie. I'm your host, Maysa Dumas. To the headlines. Important decisions taken by the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, during the Council of Ministers meeting devoted to the Judiciary Division draft bill and a set of presentations related to several key sectors. The Algerian national football team sustains a 1-0 defeat versus Equatorial Guinea and keeps slim chances to progress to the next round of the African of Nations tournament. And the special envoy of the UN Secretary General Staffan de Mistura is received by the Sahrawi president and inspects several infrastructures in the refugee camps. Those were today's headlines. First in our news, the President of the Republic, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Minister of National Defense, Abdelmajid Tebboune, chaired on Sunday a meeting of the Council of Ministers, during which important decisions were taken to give a new impetus to the national economy. The details with Melissa Kabash.
The meeting was devoted to the examination of the draft bill related to the Judicial Division, in addition to a set of presentations pertaining to the sectors of interior, agriculture, public works, social security and housing. From the very outset, the Prime Minister, Minister of Finance, Ayman bin Abdulrahman, made a presentation during which he reviewed the government activities over the last couple of weeks. For his part, the mediator of the Republic gave a detailed presentation on the pending investment projects in line with the guidelines of President of the Republic during the Council of Ministers meeting held on November 21st. The same speaker revealed the measures taken in this connection to remove all the hindrances. This presentation was followed by instructions given by the President of the Republic to speed up this project on the basis of transparency and a strict follow-up. As for the Judicial Division draft bill, the stress was put on the necessity to take into account the geographical dimension of each region so as to close citizens with the local administration. The meeting was a good opportunity to examine vital sectors, notably interior, agriculture, public works, social security and housing, to which the President attached a great importance and gave the appropriate instructions for the better performance to the benefit of citizens.
Following the death of the former President of the Republic of Mali, Ibrahim Boubacar Keïta, at the age of 77, the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, expressed his sincere condolences to the President of the Transitional Authority of the Head of State of the Republic of Mali, Assimi Goïta, saying, quote, "I have received with great sadness and sorrow that late Ibrahim Boubacar Keïta, the former President of the Republic of Mali, passed away. On this painful ordeal and on behalf of the Algerian people and government, I present the most sincere condolences to the family of the deceased. To Allah we belong and to Him we shall return." End of quote. The Algerian national football team sustained a 1-0 defeat versus Equatorial Guinea as part of the second game of the African Cup of Nations tournament being held in Cameroon. Following this setback, the Desert Warriors keep slim chances of progressing to the next round of competition. The last game of the group stage will be versus Côte d'Ivoire next Thursday. The national football manager expressed regret for not winning the game despite the numerous opportunities and vowed to do better during the last game versus Côte d'Ivoire.
There is no reasonable reason at all times the ball didn't want to get in, despite the several chances. Overall, the match shows how offensive the other team was, with a good determination to score. The victory at all prices made us take risk at all time, but the ball didn't want to get in. We have to be prepared for the last game against Côte d'Ivoire.
To COVID-19 updates now, 573 new confirmed cases of coronavirus, 343 recovered and 8 deaths were recorded in the last 24 hours in Algeria, according to a communique by the Health Ministry, who keeps reiterating that getting vaccinated is the only way to curb this pandemic once and for all. In the field of sustainable development and renewable energy, today we met Tayyib, a young technical director specialized in editing and the installation of photovoltaic panels. More details in this report with Ines Killo.
After extensive studies in the field of renewable energy, Tayyib joined the Sopra Group in 2017 as a technical director in renewable energy, a company that deals with the installation of photovoltaic panels and solar kits.
I joined this company just after graduation, was appointed as technical director in renewable energy in Alinar, a branch of Sapirec, which deals with everything related to renewable energies, whether for editing, installation or even training.
Alinar has opened a training center in the field of renewable energy to develop this sector and thus meet the needs of the Algerian market in renewable energy and technological development.
As this is a booming sector, I decided to participate in this training in renewable energy.
Moving towards the renewable energy sector is a promising investment, an unavoidable alternative to fossil fuels, which the government aims to generalize.
Both theoretical and practical courses in the solar energy sector are provided in the province of Constantine for the benefit of trainees coming from different backgrounds. The details with Melissa Kabash.
Considered as an economic and ecological alternative, renewable energies are now more essential than ever in the Algerian energy transition process. In the province of Constantine, training sessions are held under the motto of photovoltaic panels for the benefit of trainees coming from different sectors of activity.
Photovoltaic is a clean and renewable energy that can be obtained through a photovoltaic panel.
The sessions offers both theoretical and practical courses, namely the principle of photovoltaic solar energy, how to install, and of course how to maintain it.
We explain to the trainees how do the panels function, as well as the capacity of the transformer and regulator, which must be chosen. We also teach everything related to public lighting.
The training will be of great help to me in my profession.
Being an entrepreneur and architect, I find this training to be very interesting. I will have a positive impact on my work.
We may now say that energy transition is indeed starting to spread across the country, a promising sector that aims to preserve the environment and rationalize energy resources.
Operators in renewable energies are present at the regional exhibition of micro-enterprises in Mostaganem province, which brought together no less than 150 exhibitors from 11 provinces. More details in this report with Leticia Sadqawi.
There were nearly 150 exhibitors from 11 provinces of the west of the country to participate in the first edition of the regional exhibition of micro-enterprises in Mostaganem, organized under the slogan for an alternative economy. This economic event aims to allow young promoters to share their experiences and to advertise their products and services.
I have been active in the renewable energy sector for a decade. Before we had difficulties, but today the public authorities have decided to give more importance to this sector.
As entrepreneurs, our goal is to actively participate in wealth creation and boost the national economy.
The regional exhibition of micro-enterprises allows young entrepreneurs to subcontract and conclude partnership agreements.
This kind of economic event is very important because it aims to develop the entrepreneurial spirit among young people and to forge links between operators active at the regional level. This exhibition is a great opportunity to promote our products and services in the electronics sector. I would very much like to conclude partnership contracts with the public authorities.
It is also planned to organize an international exhibition bringing together domestic and foreign micro-enterprises, which should allow to develop the national economy and capacities in the field of production and services, as well as support on the international market.
During the last day of his visit to the Sahrawi refugee camps, the special envoy of the United Nations Secretary General for Western Sahara, Staffan de Mistura, met with the Sahrawi officials before holding a meeting with the Sahrawi president, with whom he reviewed the latest developments in the region. The visit was an opportunity to visit several infrastructures in the refugee camps. The permanent representative of the Polisario Front for UN, Sidi Mohammed Ammar, confirmed that the visit of Staffan de Mistura constituted an opportunity to reveal the situation of the Sahrawi refugees in the refugee camps. Let's have a listen.
The personal envoy of the UN Secretary General to Western Sahara, Mr. Staffan de Mistura, had this opportunity to see firsthand the reality experienced by the Sahrawi people in the refugee camps. And he listened to the elders, youth and women, who said with one voice that their demand was and still the independence of their homeland. This is the position of the Sahrawi Arab Democratic Republic and the Popular Front for the Liberation of Saqi al-Hamra and Wad al-Dahab, while emphasizing the strong will of the Sahrawi side not to give up and work seriously towards the possibility of a peace process. Our people are strongly determined and attached to the exercise of their inalienable right to self-determination and independence.
During a meeting with the United Nations Secretary General in Western Sahara, representatives of the Sahrawi youth and women affirmed on Sunday that the UN has become a party to the conflict alongside Morocco in view of its involvement in the constitution of the current situation in Western Sahara. Khali Hilna Mohammed Tilmidi indicated that things were clear for the Sahrawi youth and that MINURSO failed to fulfill its role in monitoring the human rights situation in Western Sahara. More than 67.4% of Moroccan families have seen their standard of living deteriorate during the year of 2021, while 29.4% of households expect better living conditions as soon as possible, according to a report by the High Commission for Planning in Morocco. The report also indicated that Moroccans' level of confidence decreased during the fourth quarter of 2021 compared to the third quarter of the same year due to their living conditions. And we wrap up our news edition with the Tuareg craftsmen who try to perpetuate their know-how by transferring it to the youngsters. The Takuba Saber. More details with Rania Al-Bahri.
It's with a lot of meticulousness, precision and concentration that these Tuareg craftsmen make the famous takuba, a saber made and used by the Tuaregs, a heritage that must absolutely be preserved. I learned this craft from my father, who also inherited it from his father. It's a heritage of 6 generations. The Tuareg saber is part of our culture. We make sabers with leather handles and others in copper. We decorate them with this cultural heritage. This craft is transmitted from generation to another. Whether it's made of copper or leather, we are proud of this legacy and we are trying to preserve it. I'm teaching my children what I have learned from my father. I am learning them the craft of their ancestors. We should always remember our heritage.
A heritage of great importance which values the facets of the immaterial and material legacy, making the pride of the Turkish society and Algeria in general.
That was it for our news edition. Thanks for tuning in to our program. Good night.